Hello, good day and welcome. I'm Timotab and today I'm going to solve Lo, How a Rose Ere Blooming by yttrio. The title is from the first line of a Christmas hymn, and I thought that would be wholly appropriate for today. Merry Christmas. The first verse of that hymn reads, Lo, how a rose ere blooming from tender stem hath sprung, of Jesse's lineage coming, as seers of old have sung. It came, a flower so bright, amid the cold of winter, when half spent was the night. Okay, with that, I am going to read the rules. But just before I do that, if you would like to try this puzzle for yourself, then it'll be the first link in the description. So the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So the digits 1 to 9 are placed in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box once each. Red lines are region sum lines. 3x3 box borders divide each line into segments with the same sum. Different lines may have different sums. So these two digits will add together and be the same sum as these two digits. And this digit will be the same as the sum of these three digits. Okay, green lines are German whispers lines. Adjacent digits along the line must have a difference of at least 5. So if this were a 3, this would have to be an 8 or a 9 in order to be at least 5 away from it. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. Not all possible dots are necessarily given. So if this were a 3, this could be a 2 or a 4 in order to be consecutive. But if this were a 3, we would still be allowed to have this as a 4 or a 2, even though there's no white dot between them. All right, with that, I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer. And let's begin. All right, where do I start? I think let's talk about German whispers. So, on a German whispers line, you can never have a 5. Because if you did, what would this digit be? It would have to be 0 or less, or 10 or more, none of which are valid Sudoku digits. Next, we know that it is going to alternate between above 5, high digits, or below 5, low digits. And that's because, supposing we tried to make these both low digits, from 1, 2, 3, and 4, well, the maximum difference between those two digits would be 3, which is less than the minimum 5 we are required to put. So, and the same would apply if these were both high digits. So we're going to alternate between high and low. Now that allows us to color this line. I don't yet know which cells are going to be high and low, but we can at least mark the alternation. So at some point in the solve, we will discover that green is high and purple is low, or that purple is high and green is low. And we can do the same with this line. Oh, except we have one other bonus thing that is helpful. Okay, let us look at this region sum line. So these three digits are all in the same box, so the minimum that they can be, they have to all be different, is 1, 2, 3. That means that their sum is a minimum of 6. And this is a single cell, so that's going to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. All right. So this is a high digit, and we can mark that as orange. Therefore, this is orange, and these two are blue. I use orange and blue as definite high and low because orange is kind of a warm color, so a higher number seems to fit there, and blue is a cold color, so a low number seems to fit there. Okay. So where do we look next? All right. These two digits are both high digits. For the exact same reasoning, they have length 3 lines on the other side of the border. So they're a minimum of 1, 2, 3, which makes the single cell a minimum of 6. Okay. I think that puts a bit of pressure on high digits in here. All right. Okay, let us suppose that this digit here were a high digit. Oh, before I do that, it's to get my thinking going. So these two digits are going to be the same digit because they're both single digits on a single line, on the same line. So these two digits are going to be the same value. So if this digit were a high digit, then that would mean this digit has to be higher than that digit, right? So if this digit is high, then this must also be high. That would give us 2 high digits in the column, and therefore green could not be high, and purple would have to be high. Because if green were high, we would now have 5 high digits in the column, which obviously we don't have, we only have 4. So if purple's high, then now we have 4 high digits here, but what about this cell? It has to be the same as this, which we have decided was high. So at most, this is 5. Okay. Now, what about this digit? Because this is going to impact this one. So my suspicion is, that if we can force this to be a high digit, then that places a high digit there and makes purple low. So my suspicion is that green is high. So I'm trying to see what I can do to disprove that or prove it. So if this were a low digit, it would have to be 3 or 4 to be a low digit. Okay. If this were 3, hang on, let's look at this digit first, I think. Can this be a high digit? If this is a high digit from 6, 7, 8, or 9, then in fact the only digit it could be would be 6. That would make that 6 and this 5. But this would have to be higher than 5, and therefore would make it a high digit. And now we have 2 high digits in the column, and that would be a high digit. The 2 high digits in the column would force purple to be high because it couldn't be green, but the 3 high digits in this column would force purple to be high. Sorry, to be low. So right. So yeah, so that's a contradiction. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And if this is 5, this is going to be 4. Okay. So now, with those being not high digits, and we either have 2 or 3 high digits here. The next question is, can both of these be high digits? And I think the answer is going to be no, for the same reason that we've looked at before. If both of those were high, then that means that purple has to be the high set, but that means this is high, and purple has to be the low set. So both of these are not high, only one of these is high, and if only one of those is high, and those are not high, I need 3 more in the column, which are going to be green. All right, green is high. So we can replace those with 6 for high, orange for high, and blue for low. Okay. So next is, all right, let's have a look. Okay, neither of these can be a 4. So 4 is going to be up here somewhere. So the reason this can't be a 4 is because if this were 4, the only digit that is at least 5 away from it is 9. And if this were 4, both of those would have to be a 9. If this were 4, both of those would have to be a 9, which Sudoku doesn't allow. So those are from 1, 2, and 3. So that means that 4 is up here. Now, if 4 were here, then that would make this a 1, 3 set, a 1, 3 pair in order to sum to 4. But if this is 1 or 3, then this would have to be 2, and then I've got 5 low digits in the column, which isn't going to work. So that's not a 4. If 4 is here, then that can't be 4, 5. It would have to be 1, 2, 3, and then I've got, again, 5 low digits in the column. So that's not where 4 goes. So 4 is definitely on the line and does not have 1 or 2. It's going to be 4 with 3 or 4 with 5. Okay. So if that's a 3, 4 pair, okay, can this be 5? If this is 5, then that's a 3, 4 pair, and that would make this 1 or 2. So that's 5. That would be 1 or 2. So I need a 1 or a 2, or both, on my 3-cell side of a region sum line. So if I had a 1 or 2 here, I could only have one of those on here. So but I can't have I've already got a 4 in the box. So, Right. So if this is 5, this is 3, 4. That has to be 1 or 2. So I could get a 1 on here, and a 3. I couldn't get a 4 because the 4 would be here, so that would be a 5. So that would be a 1-5 pair with a 3 here. If 1-5 pair with a 3, that makes 9. So that would be 9. But if this were a 1, then that would mean that this was a 2, and this would have to be the 3. Yeah, I can't make that 5. So that is in fact a high digit. Okay. So that's a high digit, and that's a high digit. So now 5 is in one of these 3. Okay. Let's mark up this column a bit more. Okay. This can't be a 6 for the same reasons that these can't be 4. I can't have 1 and 1 both sides. This could still be a 7 because I could make that 1, that 2, that 1, and that 2, and I don't get a contradiction. So, but that's at least a 7 because I can't make both of those 1. All right, so one of those is 4. So, the only way I don't have 1 and 2 on here is if this is 1, 3, 5. Which would make that 4. That could then be 2, and that would be 6. Right. One of these has to be a 1 because the only way that one of these is not a 1 is if this is a 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait a minute. If that were 2, 3, 4, then this could be 5. And that would be... Oh, hang on a minute. This is low or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But not 4, because I need at least 1 low on here. Right. If this were 3 and 4, if this is the smallest it could be, so that would be if that were 3, that would be 4, that would be 5, and if this didn't have 1 and 2 on it, then it would have to be at least a 6, which is too much. So does that have to be a 1-2 pair? All right, can this be... Okay, here's another way of looking at it. Can either of these be 6 or more? And because the smallest that is 3, and I still need another digit, then those are also from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which gives me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple in the box, which is very nice, because that means that these 4 digits are high. That's beautiful, because now this is at least a 6, and this is at least a 3. So that is a 6, that is a 3, that is a 9, that is also a 9, that 3 makes this a 4, which makes this 5, and this is a 1-2 pair, and now that's 7. That's really, really nice. I like that a lot. So, these 3 digits are now 7, 8, and 9. That's not 9, and that's not 7. Okay. I can't have a 9 on these 2 cells, because I've got one in the box. So the highest these can be is 7 and 8, which is 15. And that's the lowest that these can be. So that's 7, that's 8. That's a 9 there. That's 8 and 7. That makes this a 6, which makes that a 1. So that's no longer a 1. That's not 9. That's not 6 or 9. And the 1 and 3 and 4 in the column means that that is 2. Okay, that was really nice. This is now not 7, 8, or 9, so that is a 6, which means that that is a 1, 2, 3 triple, and that's not a 3. Ooh, I've got some pressure in this row, I think. Yeah, let's, these are 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a 6 in one of these 3 by Sudoku. Now, if 6 were here, then that could not be a 6. And if 6 were here, then this would have to be a 9. So either way, that is not 6. But at least one of these has to be a low digit. Below 5. Because if they weren't both below 5, then 5, 6 would be the minimum, which would, if they were both above, if they were both 5 or more, then the minimum they would be a 5, 6 pair, which would be 11, which blows that even without taking this digit into consideration. Therefore, these are, at least one of these must be from 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I have 4 digits that are from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So because I have at least one low digit here, I can only have a maximum of 3 digits below 5 here. Therefore, one of those 2 is a 5, and those are not. But now, if I have one low digit here, and I've got definitely 3 low digits amongst these, then I can't have two low digits here. But I can't have a 5 because the 5 is here. So, and I can't have a 7 because, or more, because then that blows the line total. So I have a 6 on here. Can't go with a 1. So it goes with a 2 or a 3. So that's okay. So that makes this 8 or 9. Oh, no. 3, 6, I still need another digit. So can't be 3. That is, in fact, 2 and 6. That's a 1. That's a 9. All right. That's not a 2 or a 1. It can't be 4 because that would have to also be a 9. So that's a 3. And then this is 1 or 4. So we've got a 2 in one of those two. So those aren't 2s. That's not a 2. If that's not a 2, that can't be a 7. That's an 8. That's a 7. That can't be a 6 because it's next to a 3. That has to be an 8 or a 9, but it can't be a 9. That's an 8. And now that can't be a 4, so that's a 1. This is a really nice puzzle. I think here is where I need to be thinking next. I've still got a little bit more I can do. Goes from 7, 8, and 9. And that one's not a 9. So I do have a 9 in one of those two. So this adds up to 8, 9, or 10. This, let's see, can't be a 1. Could be 2. No. Is it? Oh, okay, this can't be a 7 because that's at least a 3. Let's see if I can do some more Sudoku to clear things up first. Because the fewer options I have for here, the better it is for me to figure out what the options are. All right. Okay. So 9 is in one of those two. Okay, here. This white dot, I need to have an odd digit on it. So every white dot has one odd digit and one even digit, because that's how consecutive digits work. Can't be 1, 3, or 9, so it has to be 5 or 7 as my odd digit, but that can't be either 5 or 7. So this is 5 or 7, and then this is the even digit that matches with that. So that's going to be 4, 6, or 8, but it can't be a 6. So that's 4 or 8. Do I really have to tackle this? I think I do. But no, I've got some more I can do. This 8 means that this can't be a 4, so that's a 3. That is now neither 3 or 4, so that's a 1 or a 2. That's not a 3. This is a 3. These are now a 4-5 pair, making this a 2-3 pair, which has reduced some options. That's what I was hoping to do. I knew I would spot something useful if I tried hard enough. And now by the column, we've reduced this digit to 4, 5, and 8. Okay. So the sum of the line is either 8 or 9. So if it's 8, then this can't be a 4 because that would put a 4 there. And it can't be a 5 because that would put a 3 there, but that has a 3 in the column. And it can't be an 8 because this would make it at least a 9. So that is not 8, that is 9. And now that makes this 4, 5, or 1. That 3 makes this a 2, which makes that 1, that 2, that's 1, that's 2, that's 2, okay. By Sudoku, this is now a 1. In this row, we need 4, 8, and 2. That can't be a 2. So 2 goes there. That makes this 6 and 2. And now the 2 in column 2 must go here. So we've got 1, 4, 5, and 6. Nope. 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's not a 6. That's not a 7. No, not quite seeing it. All right. Two in this box must go here by Sudoku. And then this 1 and 1 makes this a 1. That's nice. All right, so that's 8. That makes that 9. That's 7. That's 8. That makes this 4. And so this is 5. That gives me 6 and 7 here. So that's 6, that's 7. These two digits are 4 and 5. These two digits are 9 and 3. And these two are 7 and 4. Okay. This digit is an 8. These three digits are 4, 5, and 6. Those aren't 4s, that's a 4. So it's a 5, 6 pair. I don't know the order of that. Yeah, not 8, 6. Don't know the order of those yet. This 8 means that that's a 4-5 pair. So these two digits are 3 and 8. And I don't yet know the order of those. These two are 9 and 5. Okay. What am I missing? Right, that 4 makes that 5. That 4. That's 5. That's 6. These 3 digits are 6, 7, and 8. So that's 6. That's 8. That's 7. These are 1, 3, 9. So that's 9. And that's 1, 3. Right, that 6 means that that is not a 6. That 7 means that those aren't 7s, and that is. So here we need a 1, 3, and a 9. So that's a 3. That's a 1 or a 9. Oh, in fact, that's a 1. That's a 9. That's a 3. In here, we need 4, 5, and 6. So that's a 6. That's 4 or 5. And then this column makes that a 1. So this is 4 or 5. This is a 6. Okay, this 7 gives me a 4 here, a 7 here. 4 makes this 5 and 4, which gives us 5 and 9. That's 3. That's 8. That's 3. That's 9. And the 4 makes this 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, and 4. That is a beautiful, beautiful puzzle. I really enjoyed that. Absolutely love the theme. So, yeah, wonderful puzzle. Really enjoyed it. Merry Christmas to you all. And if you liked this solve, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.